Hello, 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 mate. How are we doing here? All right, what is going on here? What is there to talk about here? My goodness gracious. Um, what's going on here? Well, last night I decided to. I would. I decided I was either going to watch, uh, Yuki read The House in Fata Morgana, or I was gonna go on Patreon and watch DRT. And I wasn't feeling House of Fata Morgana. I wasn't, I did watch it I did read it yesterday for damn near 90 minutes. And so I was on Tony's this Patreon, and then I was like, damn, he's reacted to Look Back, and I was either gonna watch Beck continue because I'm on episode 16. I think I never finished Beck. I think I got to episode 424 in Beck, and then I stopped, and now I'm rewatching Beck through Tony's perspective, and I'm on episode like 18 or some shit. The Beck's just been one of those shows where like I enjoy it, but I've never been able to finish it. Even like 10 years or like 3 years ago or whatever. But like Tony had he had Look Back and he was charging $4.50 to watch it. I was like, "Damn, what the hell? He doesn't usually do that. That's so weird." But I was I was like, you know what? I could feel the movie right now. So I buy it, and then he was talking about how he got his car broken into. I was like, okay, and you know what? I feel so much better about the price tag behind this. And so I watched it, and then oh my god, it fucking tore me apart. Look Back, jeez Louise. I don't know what it is about Look Back because I've read. I don't. I think I even have the manga. I don't know. I might have it. I'm too lazy to look, but I know I have Goodbye Eri and I have Chainsaw Man Reze, but I don't know if I have Look Back. I think I do have Look Back. I know I read it online before, but I read it online when I was like 22. Like I read it when I was 22. Not I don't know. Was it 21? I think 21 was when I read Chainsaw Man. 23 is when I think I was 22 when I read Look Back. And I gave it a 6 out of 10. I didn't think much of it. I thought it was impactful for the medium. But then I watched it when it finally came out to the movie theaters when I was 25, I think. And that it broke me. Like it was so fucking sad. And then now a year later, I watched it again and it's even more fucking impactful. I couldn't believe it. There's just something about it. I think so like 3 times I've seen Look Back. And I don't know, it's like approaching like a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 for me. Like it's approaching a very high score. Because usually my 9 out of 10s or 10 out of 10s is something that's well executed and like it leaves you with something. And there's not a lot of pieces of media that kind of leaves me with something, kind of changes your character, makes you think about stuff differently. I think Look Back really hit me. I think mainly it's because currently I don't really have a creative project that is like filling the soul like I used to, and it just hit like so much. I think there's a couple things. I think I felt it the first time I watched it, but I always felt like the creative works was or the path that I went through the creative works felt really lonely. And there's not a lot of collab in it. And so like when you're watching Look Back and you see like the two start from when they're elementary school students until all the way until she's serialized a manga and the other she's going to art. The other one's going to art school, and you're kind of seeing this. There's a little bit of coming of age in the worst, in the most painful sense, where you kind of see two people who are really close, and they life takes them in different paths. I think that's always been like a major theme that kind of hits home for me, especially in Aria. What else? Aria was one that hit home for me. Nana Biori, despite them being like middle schoolers, I think when you see them graduate at the end, like that shit hit home. It feels very tough. And then what's the other one? Yeah, March comes in like March comes in like a lion. Of obviously, that is my rank one of all time, and I doubt I doubt anything will ever beat it anytime soon. But there's yeah, that's a common theme, and I think they pulled that theme so well in Look Back. But there's this it's very it was so good. Um yeah. I like Tony's reaction to it. He had a very good take, because I really enjoy one thing that's hard when you're watching a reaction channel is there, because Tony comes from from the music's background, and that's still like a very artistic background. And so you're seeing him react to it. He's having a lot of like similar good takes, and a lot of um a lot of insights that I really enjoy. That's why like I will always love his reaction towards PPK Euphonium. It's so good to see what a band teacher's perspective of the of a band setting. And I was like, damn. But anyways, I watched Look Back, and I was like, fuck, I really miss having something to sink my teeth into. It's been a long time. I've just been like, doing going to just work, which is obviously there's some a little bit of creativity in it, but it's not something you kind of get obsessed about and that you bite your teeth into. I really miss that aspect. But it's almost kind of daunting as well, because you kind of feel like been a while. It's been a while, and I feel like my skills have rusted in that department. I don't know if I have the good ideas that I used to anymore. When it comes to but on the other hand, I do feel like it's somewhat like art. I feel like I mean it's somewhat like language. I felt that so many times when I took a break from reading. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna be so rusty when I come back. But usually it's all right. It's not like the worst. Sometimes it's much better than I expect usually. That's how I feel with most skill sets. Is I'm usually fine getting back into it, but there's something daunting about like knowing that you're not as good as you used to be when you're coming back to something. So there's all of that going on. Um, that's Look Back, man. I don't know where I'd place it, to be honest. If I'm gonna look at my list rating of all things, I do think it goes above a 9 for me. Yeah, I think it's around a 9 now. That's crazy because it started off as a 6 out of 10 when I originally read it, and I think it might be around 9.4. Might be above Odd Taxi. Damn, I have a stretch from Yotsuba to is a 9.7. Holy shit! It might be around under free run for me. 9.12. That's pretty fucking nasty. Doesn't beat Liz and the Bluebird. Liz and the Bluebird, holy shit. That is one of the most like coming of age sad stories ever. Hunter x Hunter, 9.3. Mushishi, 9.49. Okay. Well, that's it for the media talk. Let's see. I've been talking a bit more with my language exchange friend. Um, and it's kind of low key a little bit. 'Cause I was just like, "Oh," she was like, what was it? What did she say? She was like "Oh, I said that, oh, I remember, um" I asked her like, So what language do you think in?" And she's like, "Oh, I usually think in like 5 different languages." And I'm like, "Holy shit, that's crazy because I know 3 languages and I only think in English." And I mean, even in Japan, I do think a lot more in Japanese. But I've grown up my original first language was in English, and I've never the moment I learned English, never thought in Vietnamese, which is my original the first language I learned. And I would say I'm fluent in it, and I'm decent enough in it to express what I want at a moderate level. Not like I can't really go in depth like emotional conversations in it, but like every day, day to day, like I'm good with it. But I've never thought of Vietnamese. It's just, oh, Vietnamese. Like I used to want to learn it, but I had so much on my plate, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like I know what you mean. I have just Japanese on my plate is already full. What makes it already filled? It already fills my entire head. And she's like, I don't know what the jump is where she read my sentence and said, "Oh, okay. Do you want a voice message then?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," because the original intent of us talking was to eventually call. And so I was like, at the beginning, I was like, "Hey, let me, let me," I'm a little bit nervous because, I don't have the confidence that I do in Japanese. Like, if I had the same amount of confidence I do in Japanese as Vietnamese, I think I would be better. But I'm just lacking that confidence. So I told her that, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Let's voice message then." And then we never voice message for like, the 10 day, the week or so. And it's just now that she's, "Oh yeah, do you want a more voice message?" I'm like, "Sure." And then I sent my first one, which was like, 'cause she asked the question like, what do you like best in all the countries you've traveled to?" And like, yes, that's her question. What country do you like the best now that you've traveled to everything? And I was like, I really Vietnam was pretty fun. Japan, I really like the public transport, but I don't really have the home feeling like in America. Also, like I don't want to get into like I'm definitely afraid of like the big one earthquake in Japan. That sounds so scary. But I didn't get into that, and then she responded, and I had a hard time really deciphering what she was saying because it took me a while to figure out what gokoechi, I think the word. Hold up, I'm just finishing. What was I saying? Yeah, so I told her like, blah blah blah, like, I like America the best, and I was like, and then she replied to me. She was like, "Oh, because America has the home feeling." All right. So, oh my god. All right, all right. Let me finish the story. So what happened was she was like, she was like, I told her my favorite, place to be in, and she is. So she said, "Oh, I've never really." She said, "I never really had the home feeling." Let me look up the right word and just show. Edo ego guchi ego guchi igokoro igokoro is calm. 冷静じゃなくて、なんだ、静かじゃないし。Fuck, I forgot what it was. I gotta look at the clanker because I did talk to them about it. 'Cause I was trying to decipher what she was saying. 決めた上でどういう感じする。居心地。居心地 Yes! 居心地。居居心地。She said 居心地悪い。She said 私の国居心地悪い。Like, what is that? So I'm like, okay. Like, so you never had the feeling of home in your country. I was like, oh, what do you? And then I read back. I said did a voicemail back. I said, oh, really? If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. But what do you feel like that? And then it's been 2 days. Oh my god. That's about it, basically. All right, I am back. I am back, but yet again. Took me a while. Let's see what else was there to yap about there. Talked about the language exchange friend, the look back, which is crazy. There, okay, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I really wanted to talk about, really. I have. Let's talk about that, the story so far, and the House of Fata Morgana. So, how am I feeling about it? I am. I'm liking it a lot so far. I think. I think I said a lot of it last night, which is I really like how much everything ties together at the end of the story, as we are right now. I do feel like part of the bias, maybe because I took a year to read this, it's just kind of been simmering in the back, and like everything, because the story takes place over hundreds of years, essentially. Every era of the mansion, you have somebody else who lives there, and their story all ties together. So me taking a year to read this shit kind of like makes it feel impactful that, like when a character mentions something that they did in the past, it actually feels like that to me. Um, yeah, I really like the themes of Michelle being, someone who was born with both sex organs but identifies as a man. And, his story is about him wanting to be more like himself, wanting to be himself in the essence of what he wants to be, right? And we have the story of, the man from the east who is, through and through, like he is a sociopathic murderer. And so we have his story where it's like, like you actually there is value and restraint in taking the path that is not true to yourself. And even if he is somebody who deep down wants to murder people, he finds a joy in that. And there's honor in like going through the path where you don't do that and you live the peaceful way. And so I do like that. For our last person we're getting the key from Free Morgana is Jakob. And I think his name is Jean Pierre or something in this era, like Jean Pierre or some. He's a French guy, but I think I- I have a theory on his character based on a couple of things I've seen. I think he is. I think he was affiliated with the brothel. I think there has to be a reason why I've seen him, and I think he's in love with Morgana. I think those two things have to be somewhat true. I think he has to be one of the slave boys who freed Morgana when she was originally enslaved, when she was sold out by her mom and taken into one of the lords. She was He was the one who probably freed her, and I think they met up again during during the time she was in the brothel. I don't know. Like in the third door, when we see a story, he was somebody who was actually he had goals and he wanted to further his the train track company that he established, and that was due to him growing up poor. But he also did, in fact, actually like care for Morgana. If we're assuming the white haired girl is Morgana, so he did actually care for Morgana. So him starting to feel like this level of jealousy, which caused him to lock her up, which makes sense because if you realize it from the third door and what actually happened is he locked her up in the in the original, you know the original path, I guess, sort of say. It's not really. storyline, I guess. He's the one who locked her up there, but I don't know if he has any feelings for her. Like, like why did he? Because every interaction we've seen with him when like the man from the east was talking to Morgana, he's like, "Hey, did I steal everything from you? Did I steal your voice?" And she's like, "Yeah, you guys have stolen everything from me." And he was like, he told the men from the east, like, "Hey, like stop yapping, like we gotta go." Like he seems to have almost like zero emotional feeling towards Morgana. So I don't know if they've met in the past, but like they have to, right? If we were to take like something, everything that happened through the third door, if we were to take what happened in the third door to be something that reflects what originally happened in their time together, let's return to the present. I want to pull up the video here of Rose reading this because I've learned to really like taking a break and just hearing somebody read the story in English.
I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. Imagine being talked down to by a child and her being right. Do away with such selfish desires and dedicate yourself to helping the people. The power you have been given was bestowed upon you by the hand.
Perfect. There we go. I might pull that to the main screen actually. Okay. Let me turn up the. Actually, I'll turn it down a bit. Actually, keep it at this. Oh, I have no water. I have to get water. Okay, I got water. I was thinking back to the final lines of Look Back, where where um where Kyomoto was like to Fujino. Fujino was like, "Oh, I hate drawing. It's something that fuck, I forgot how she says it, but like, I hate drawing. You can spend the entire day on it and not make much progress. You can like." She just complains about it. I was like, "Fuck, that's so relatable." And then Kyomoto hits her with like, "So why do you draw then?" You know? Oh, that's such a beautiful like final your thematic question to the story of like, damn, and it's so fucking relatable. It's like, God, what a like for it's such a dog shit process. It feels so ass. And like at the end of the day, there's something like that fulfilling about it that's so fundamentally different from everything else. I really miss that, and I think that's why like my third time watching it. I think is why it hits so much more hard than my first time reading it. I don't know. Really have to digest it a little bit more. I wonder if I really do have the manga. It's maybe something on somewhere on my bookshelf, but holy shit. Anyways, let's continue reading. Quick check on my WhatsApp, see if my language exchange friend has. Oh, she replied. Holy shit. 今日の友達の公園に行った. Oh, that's cool. Oh my god, I thought I was getting ghosted, bro. I thought I was getting ghosted. It's like how we've talked for like 10 days every day and then now you're ghosting me. Okay, that's good. I'll listen to her voice messages later. It's like so there's something really weird about unironically sending a voice message. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's like I like sending a voice message if it's kind of like troll. But like there's a level of intimacy that just feels like ugh, like a little weird. Like I don't know. It's I don't know. But I guess like in the context of we are learning the language, so like let's do the voice message. I get it. Anyways, let's actually continue the story. My ass has been yapping for 41 minutes. My lord have mercy on this motherfucker. Yapping for 41 minutes. Okay. だって私たちはこんなに oh fuck, I didn't turn on Luna. Let me turn on Luna. Oh, my goal is eventually, if I can get her to read this, it's gonna be so fucking cinema. I don't care. Like, I'll give you the game on Steam. I'll help you set up with Luna Translator. I just need another person who's learning the language with me to read this fucking story because it is that crazy. And I think she likes the dark shit, so maybe she might be into this. だって私たちこんな脅し暮らしをしてるのよ。Oh, come on. Okay, let's load. I don't know that kanji. そういうような感じはわからないし。だって私たちはこんなにも貧しい暮らしをしてるのよ。こんなにも脅しい暮らしを。貧しい。ほんの少し見分かりをもらうことは悪いことではないわ。ほんの少し見返りをもらうことは悪いことではないのは。いいや、それは悪いことです。奇跡に対価を求めてはならないのです。なぜなら奇跡を私の父がみんなに等しく与えるものだからです。みんなに等しく与えるものだからです。Okay. 父の Did they say 父? I wonder if that's because it's God, but there's no because in English you can call God the Father. I wonder if it's the same thing in Japanese. なぜなら奇跡は私の父がみんな等しく与えるものだから、父の力を借りている身で、どうして私たちがお金もらうのですか？ねえ、よく聞いてもらうかな。あなたの彼の脅しを与えるたびにその身を傷つけているのよ。受けた痛みを対して追われることがあってもいいんじゃない？お母様は私のために表そう言ってくださるのですね。ありがとう。それはとても嬉しいことです。やると私にとっては満足しているのです。父から賜った力を人々はためを与えられることに。I might turn up the music actually. Turn it up. It's really quiet. 勝手がなければ施しも長続きしないわ。 手がなければ、施しも長続きしないわ。私は聖女なのでしょ？ええ、もちろんそうよ。私の聖女様。それならどのような境遇であれ、父の導きが存在するはずです。私の、私の施しが例えるようなことはありません。お母様、あなたは聖女のお母様なのでしょ？ええ、そうよ。私は、I hate that her writing is in kana instead of kanji. But I get it. It makes sense. She's a kid, right? This is how they write it. 私は純潔のままあなたの身困ったの。純潔のままあなたを見困ったの。それな、you know, one thing I realized when I was talking with my language exchange friend, it was that was my Discord. One thing I realized when I saw my language exchange friend is I've learned so much Japanese from like female characters that like my desire to speak in like a more cute way is like I just don't have the slurring that ore like the very masculine speak that I hate how like gendered Japanese is. And I mean it is interesting, but it is interesting. I will say, like, there's no like, you don't speak more like a woman in the English, for example. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no word enders. Like, you don't end your words differently. Like, there's no different pronouns for. There's no self pronouns that you can use. Like, that just doesn't exist in English. Like, so, like, you can speak whatever your way you can in English, but like Japanese, it's like, oh my god. Now I've learned from like female characters, and I want to end my sentence with a wa, but that just sounds like that sounds way too gay. Like yo is fine. Like I end it with a yo, even though that's somewhat that's like gender neutral ish. But like the way I don't have enough like the way like really masculine dudes speak in Japanese, the way they slur their speech is something that I'm so unfamiliar with. It's not that I'm familiar with. Like if I hear it, like I know what they're saying, but it's just something that I don't really have the amount of I don't have the amount of volume in order to reproduce it. Like I can hear and understand it, but reproducing it is something different. And it's not even and it's something I even wonder if I even want to do. Like it feels like you're being something that I'm not if I'm using the type of pronouns or the type of sentence enders that like a really masculine dude would. It's just really it's interesting. It's something I think about when I'm like now that I'm like speaking and using it, with another person. But anyways, そう私は新宿とままあなたの身困ったの。私たちは、私たちは、例えやるべきです。そうね、あなたの正しいは私の聖女様。Who said that? お母様。Okay. This is when she was sold off. This picture is so much better. お母様、お母様。どうして私正しいと言ってくれたのにどうして他人ならお金を受け取っているのですかお母様、母はパシャに押し込められる私に顔を向けた。それは恐ろしいほどに冷たい眼差しだった。そして母の唇はこう動いた。それは声にはならなかったけれど、私にははっきりと認識することができた。だってあなたはいらない子なんだもの。あなたいらない子なんだ。I wonder how they translated that actually.
God, it is not your personal gratification. It must be our highest priority. You're right. I was wrong, my dear saint. Mother, you agreed with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother. Mother looks over as strange men shove me into a carriage. The look in her eyes sends a chill down my spine. I see her lips moving. She doesn't actually say the words out loud, but I can make out every individual syllable. Because you're worthless to me.
Because you're worthless to me versus Iranai. I mean, Iranai almost sounds like you're unwanted, like an unwanted child. Unwanted child means a little. It feels it's different than you're worthless to me. Yokoso, 聖女様。それから私のために奇跡を起こしてくれ。Well, this is, oh my god, I just can't get over how better the original backgrounds are. Like, are you kidding me? Look at this. It's so bad. 奇跡を起こしてくれたのならば、格別の待遇を約束をしようではないか。奇跡は、二人の誰かのために起こすものではありません。何？奇跡は魔法でもヘッピーな手品でもないのです。父の私の預けた預けた尊い力なのです。
尊い
力なのです。それはあなたの私より、あなたの私私欲あなたの私利欲のために使うのは罪深い行いです。Oh god, I hate that she's speaking. I mean, she's 12 and of course they're not gonna fully give her kanji for every word, but it's just annoying. 私にはできません。領主様はお考えを改めてください。そのような欲望をその欲望は手去り、民のために動いてください。あなたは今、権力を得ているのも父の導きなのです。それは一時的にあなたに授けられたものですしかありません。あなたの力ではないのです。おごりは最悪です。領主様は考えを改めてください。おごりは罪悪です。お前は自分の立場を分かっていないのようだな。お前は自分の立場が分かっていないようだな。お前は金によって私に買われた身だ。私に口出しができる身分ではない。口出しができる身分ではない。自分のこの場において関係はありません。 私があなたに与えたのは、この世の断りであり、神の断り、この世の断りであり、でもなんか、お前は私の逆のために奇跡を尊敬を続ければそれでいい。何度でもお伝えします。領主様。お伝えします。伝え、okay. Fucking I hate it's not 感じ。それはできません。できるかできないかなかはこちらが決めることだろう。領主のそう言って、いびつに笑うと私の髪を引け、床に倒した。私はやめてくださいと何度も懇願したが、領主が入れることはなかった。I'm getting sleepy. 聖女の血は皆様に乾杯。やがて集まった血を逆を私の血を血液を抜かれ、抱擁となった意識で見つめていた。それは来賓客が集まるたびに行われ、そのために私の手足は気づいていく。私の手足は目の当たらないものとなっていた。
Welcome, daughter of God. You'll be performing miracles for me now. And if you cooperate, I can guarantee you'll live more than comfortably. Miracles are not something to be performed for one single person's benefit. What? Miracles are not magic or parlor tricks. They are a precious gift granted to me by my Father in heaven. Using his power for personal gratification is a grave sin. I will do no such thing. I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. Imagine being talked down to by a child and her being right. Do away with such selfish desires and dedicate yourself to helping the people. The power you have been given was bestowed upon you by the hand of God. It is not your power. He is merely allowing you to make use of it for a short time. Pride is a sin. Please consider how you conduct yourself. You're an ignorant, insolent child, aren't you? I bought you. You are my property. You have no right to an opinion. Yeah. He's not sounding like a very redeemable person. That is not my opinion. That is the way of the world. As God, silence. You are not here to talk. You are here to perform miracles for me and my guests. As I've already told you, I will do no such thing. What you will or will not do is my decision, not yours. The Lord says with a sickening laugh, and grabs me by the hair and knocks me to the floor. I beg him to stop, but he isn't listening to a word I say. Cheers, a saint's blood and good fortune to all. I stare vaguely out at the crowd gathered to the Lord's blood feast. I know this is a different Lord than Yakubo, right? Because this is when she escaped from here, and then she ended up. So this was after. Oh boy, I'm trying to think. The timeline of Morgana. This was obviously like before she found that cottage and she just stayed there. But like, was this? She was taken in after the brothel. Either way, it doesn't matter. The grand scheme of things is Morgana had a shit life, and everybody treated her horribly. Every time he had guests, he throws another party, and every time he slices another part of my arms or legs open. It isn't long before they're in a sightly web of crisscrossing scars. The Lord sometimes has trouble deciding where to cut, but not out of any sense of sympathy for me. He simply thinks drawing blood from an untouched area of my body will make it more effective. The Lord strips me bare. Perhaps I'll use your stomach today, Saint. I should be able to get some nice pure blood from there. Stop this. Can you not comprehend that what you're doing is an affront to the Lord? I'm free to do what I wish with my property. Saint or not, you're no different than any of my slaves. The Lord is greatly displeased with your actions. And use your miracle powers to deliver divine punishment on me. Go on. You can do that, can't you? Your soul will be punished. You may not see the effects now, but you will pay for your sins one day. Okay. Ha, you're not as threatening as you think you are, buck-naked girl. Don't give me that look, girl. I have no interest in taking that from you. You'd be lucky to find anyone willing to lay with a girl covered in disgusting scars. All I can do is wait and endure day after day of torture and shame, of the Lord searching for new places to stick his knife. My entire body, except for my face, is covered in reddish-black wounds.
That's so sad.
Someone, anyone, help me. Get me out of here. Please, someone. O Father, who art in heaven, I pray for you, to lead me unto deliverance. Father, your trials, they are much too great. Morgana. That was much clearer than the first time I saw it. Everything she felt, her struggling, her sincerity, her pain, and her voice. It felt almost as though I was the one going through it all. Huh. Lord, I can understand why Morgana would bear such a powerful grudge against. I was wondering, I'm like, okay, this Lord, I guess the Lord must have escaped from, right? Because during the whole thing when she
I think
can't remember what happened.
Jacopo was the one who helped her escape. And he eventually became the Lord, repeating his repeating the horrible acts.
少々私の身体のどこに傷を作るべきなのか、たびたび悩んでいた。その悩みは決して良心によるものではなく、死の抜くならばまだ気づいていない清潔な部分から奪い方がいいと思っていたからだ。両親の私の洋服を着た。洋服を脱いだ。剥いだ。Really? 剥いだ。私の衣服を剥いだ。今日の腹の血にしようか、聖女様。僕ならまだ青い血が祈れるだろうからな。清い血が取れるだろうからな。やめてください。あなたはご自分何をなさっているのか分かっていないのですか？金買ったということは私、庶民物。金なかったということは私の所有物だ。そこらの奴隷と何ら変わらん。それがたとえ聖女であろうともな。あなたの行いを神を怒っておられます。ならば奇跡とやれで私に天罰を与えるがよい。どうだ、やってみろ。できんのだろ。天罰はあなたの魂に下ります。今でなくとも、その行は必ずあなたが受けることになる。ああ。丸裸で説教をしても全く凄みを感じないな。丸裸で説教をしても全く凄みを感じないな。そのような顔で私を見るな。お前に女としての求めたいつもりはない。恥ずかしめを与えるつもりもない。もとよりそんな傷だらけの不気味な娘を誰が抱くか。私はただその屈辱の日々を与えるしかなかった。 容姿のナイフは私の体のざまざまなところを気づけていた。あ、顔以外は全ての一点も、顔以外は全ての一点も過言ではなく、私の体は赤黒く染まっていた。赤黒く、Yes。誰が助けて、私、ここから連れ出して、誰が、父よ、どうか、救いの道を、父は、あなたの色欲、あなたの試練な、とても、重すぎる。あれかな。 前に見た通りも表明鮮明だった。その苦しみも思いもそして痛みも彼女の声も本当に私自身の体験であったかのように。領主、我が名の苦しみを抱く受けるのは当然だと言えるくらいだった。我らの憎しみを強く受けるのは当然だと思う言える。What is he saying? 我らの憎しみの強く受けるのは当然だと言える行いだった。どうしてそんなことをしていたんだ？
At the party, but she managed to escape. I can't remember if she killed the lord or not, if this lord is Jacobo, or if that was a different lord. I'm assuming it is him? Like, okay, anyway, considering everything he did to her. Sorry, guys, like, the problem with watching her flashback from so long ago, it's the timeline for me is a little muddled. Why would he do that, though? There's some reason, some explanation for his actions.
そこに理由はないのか？まるで今までずっと血を抜け荒れつけてきたこのような。強奪感が私の身体を包んでいた。ああ、OK。私の父の進んでいた。身動き一つするにも、とてつもない労力が必要で、立ち上がろうとすれば、柵がぐるぐると歪んだ。寒い。もう彼女の来ているかもしれない。動かなければ。私が動かなければ。動け。少しでも気を抜けば、垂れ込んでしまいそうな中で、ずなければという意志だけを強く持って、私は広場へと向かった。広場で向かった。いた。Wait, what?
Ugh. I'm thoroughly exhausted, like I've just spent the last several months having my blood drained again and again. My limbs feel like they have boulders tied to them. Just trying to get to my feet makes me dizzy. So cold. She's probably waiting for me by now. I should get going. I have to do this. Move, damn it. Fighting against my body's attempts to succumb to gravity with every step through sheer force of will, I make my way to the courtyard.
あ
少しでも気を抜けば。
I get it. I get it. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Got it よ。
いたちゃんと食ってくれよかったよ。やっぱほら、妖怪の忍び、コムツのちょうどビビってるというか、あんたどうしたの？顔色めっちゃ悪いけど。大丈夫です。うちるこそ来てくれてよかった。聞きたいことが聞きたいことについてですが、ちょっと待ってて、そんな死みたいな顔大丈夫だって言われても、さあ、具合悪いなら別の目にしてよかったわけだし。というか、あんた腕少し我慢して程度です。怪我して程度です。支障はありません。いやいや、あるだろうと変えてあって、動く分には問題ないんですから。
Ah, Maria. Oh, there you are. Thank God you came. Sneaking out of church grounds has been unnerving, so if you... Are you alright? You look like you just came back from the dead. I'm fine. Thank you for coming. Now, to continue our conversation from yesterday. Whoa, slow down. Who do you think you're convincing? You look about as fine as a fucking corpse. If you're not feeling well, we can always do this some other time. And whoa, what happened to your hand? He has fingers. It's a minor injury. All his fingers are broken. Nothing of any significance. Seriously, who do you think you're convincing, man? I can get around just fine without a few fingers. You gotta take yourself into consideration, too. You can only run on raw determination for so long. And imagine how it makes me feel for a second. You asked me to talk and show up looking like that? If you want to get anything done, you gotta take care of yourself first. Head on back to your room and rest. Let's do this some other day, okay? When you're feeling... I don't have that kind of time. Noon tomorrow, that's my deadline. I have to take care of everything before then. I know damn well what condition I'm in, but that doesn't change what I need to do. If I don't, I can't save Morgana. I can't get Giselle back. That makes it all the more important to get your rest. And when do you suggest I do that exactly? Honestly, I don't get why you're in such a damn tizzy. Get a hold of yourself, man. I am plenty calm. And sure don't look it. You're already pushing yourself to the edge. I don't want to be responsible for giving you that last nudge. So quit bickering with me, get your ass back, and get some rest. You don't understand the gravity of the situation. None of you do. You don't grasp how great an effect stopping what happens tomorrow will have. I have to keep moving, even if it means crawling through the dirt. If I don't, not only will I fail to make things better, Morgana's almost certainly got even worse fates in store for all of you, so long as her curse lives on. I'm the only one here who knows what awaits. Maybe that's why she had Maria end up... no, Maria died at the end. I was just like, I would think that Maria might have gotten a little bit of a, reprieve, considering that, like, the Maria in this world treated Morgana with, with some love and care. I'm the only one here who knows what awaits.
Yeah, why is Maria cursed? I don't get that. Maria still has to have done something.
よく、動く分には問題ないんですから。あんた、必死になるのはいいんけど、ちょっとは自分のことを顧みないとやっていてらないのよ。
Okay, Maria speaks a lot like a dude.
そんな顔で愛に切れるこっちの身にもなれるよな。何するにも自分の無実じゃないと受けないだろ。今日はさ、部屋に戻って休んでなって。また明日でも
明日、また明日でも、また明日でも、明後日も、具合の時に、時間がないんだ。明日の正午に全てを終わっている。その前に、その前に、決着をつけなければならない。自分のどんな状況がなんて分かっている。自分がどんな状況かなんて分かっている。それでも私が動かなければ、これからの救い出せない。実路を取り戻せない。だったら、なおさら、休まないとダメじゃんか。そんな、余裕がどこに。むしろなんだってそんなに焦ってんだよ。きっと落ち着いてます。嘘だね。とにかく私の無理をしてる人間にこれ以上無理をさせてくないんだよ。病人、怪我人はつべこべ言わずに帰って寝ろ。あなたたちにはわからないんだ。今はどういう状況なのか。明日の帰るということがどれほど大きな結果になるのか。たとえ言ってても、今動かなければ何も変わらないどころだ。むしろ、よりひどい次に持っている。むしろよりひどい次を持っている。彼女の呪いが叶えない限りきっと悲劇が起こりつける。I feel like closing my eyes for a bit. I wonder. I might read. Well, I might watch Rose Manor reads the first chapter again. I need to put on some.
Hey everybody,
extra
Rose
piece of
Matter
clothing.
here, and welcome
put
to
on
my
a
new
robe or
Let's Play
something so I can
series,
close.
and this is a game that has probably been one of the most requested visual novels that I've been asked to play for years. Today, it's finally happening. I am playing The House in, I don't know if it's pronounced Fata Morgana, You guys can let me know in the comments. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I really don't know anything about this game. This is a very blind Let's Play. This has been in my Steam library for probably at least a year, 2 years, so I don't know what it's about, really. I haven't read any reviews or watched any videos on it. I've only seen a couple of the screenshots, and the art style is very striking. It's very painting-esque. It's unlike any visual novel that I've seen before, so that has me intrigued. You guys have told me that this is a story that I will probably very much enjoy, and for the most part, you guys have been bang on about like pretty much every visual novel that I've played for the channel that has been recommended, so that has me excited to get into a new story. I hope you guys are excited too. Without further delay, let's go ahead and let's get into this game. There is a house that sits beyond dark, dense woods. Like the world fading into view after a dream. That old mansion appears before you. Without realizing it. You instinctively accept as truth the events unfolding before you. The house lives in perpetuity, an amalgam of myriad fates and generations. No one knows who first said. That the mansion was cursed. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Have mercy on me, O Father, and cast their souls into eternal damnation. I was looking down upon a corpse. All right, we're starting with a corpse. My own corpse. Oh, okay. I was afflicted with great despair at the sight of it being dragged to the place of my crucifixion. My soul crumbled, and I was wholly extinguished. Indeed, I did once lose everything. However, as I faded into darkness everlasting, I heard a voice calling out to me. And so, I vowed once more that no matter how long it may take, how great the obstacles that stand in my way, or what form you may assume, I shall come back for you, that I must return to that house. So I ask of you, please wait until this mutilated body arrives there once more. Your consciousness, wavering like a ship at sea, was slowly drawn back to the surface. Terror, with each new breath, feeling gradually returned to your fingers. Master, you could hear the pattering of rain from somewhere. Master? And the sound of a crackling fire. Wake up, Master. Creak, creak, creak. Wake up. When you came to, you were rocking back and forth in a rocking chair. The room was dimly lit. Aside from the flickering of the fireplace, there was no other illumination. No light shone through the closed windows. There was only the pitter-patter of rain on glass. It was as though the whole mansion had been enveloped in darkness. Oh, splendid. You have finally awoken. Someone called out to you. You were about to search the room, but that turned out to be unnecessary. The source of the voice was crouching beside the chair, looking up at you with emerald eyes. Good morning, Master. Good morning. Oh, okay, so I can choose. I'll say good morning. What is the matter? Are you still waking up? You seem rather drowsy. Come now, you must gather yourself. Though I am glad to hear your voice. I've simply been waiting so long for this moment, tending to the mansion all by my lonesome, ensuring it was ready for your return, whenever that time may be. When I caught sight of you through the window, my heart fluttered. Oh, I see something down here. Okay, it's just that stuff. Just gotta be careful about that. The time had finally arrived. Okay, so this person at the beginning where they said, like, my mutilated body being crucified and I'll come back to you. Is it to this woman here, I'm assuming? You were perplexed. This woman who looked like a maid seemed to know you, but you had no memory of her. What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some wonderful chamomile leaves if you'd like. Or perhaps your tastes have changed since we last met. Tell me, Master, what would you like? I beg your pardon. I allowed myself to get too excited, but I hope you'll be sympathetic, Master. I'm just utterly elated that I can see you again. The woman appeared to be genuinely delighted that you had awoken, but she seemed to lack the energy typical of her age. Or perhaps life was a more appropriate word than energy. But the gloom extended beyond the maid. It seemed to encompass the entire mansion. The plaster walls illuminated by the fireplace, and the rose engravings and the ebony pillars felt vaguely familiar. But a crushing sense of claustrophobia overpowered that I always have trouble with that word. Familiarity. It seemed as though the house wasn't interested in accepting you just yet. Oh my, you do not know who I am? Do you not know who you are either? And we have amnesia. I guess if I came back to my body after supposedly being dead, maybe that would have something to do with it. That is quite the predicament. If you cannot remember who you are, then who am I to serve? The woman's face was pale, almost as though she... faint chill ran down your spine. You're the master of this house, though it would seem you have no memories of such. Is that implying that she's somehow dead too? Is she a ghost? Quite the dilemma. If you know not who you are, then you are no different than a stranger to me, no? Indeed, you have returned, but from where? That I cannot say. Then how about this? I'm a servant to this mansion, and as such, I'm familiar with the many incidents that have taken place here. I shall show you the history of this house, Master. That will surely allow you to recall who you are. Freshly awakened gears in your head begin to turn as you mull things over. The maid had called you the master of this house, but without a single mirror in the room, you had no way of seeing what you looked like. Unable to decide, you reflexively nodded. Let us be off then, and fear not. I merely entreat you not to let go of my hand. Should you hold it tightly, you need not worry about being washed away by the waves of history. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. Your hand in her as you followed the maid's lead through the hall. The air within the mansion was oppressive, as though a black miasma hovered within. The house was bleak and barren, hardly a trace of color to be found. You came across an open window. Beyond it lay nothing but darkness. Neither sunlight nor moonlight could be seen. There was no chirping birds, no rustling grass, no signs of life at all. Everything that would normally give color to the world had vanished entirely. The only other presence was that of the maid. Following her lead, you proceeded through the mansion. After some time, you arrived at a double door, the glass within shattered. The door, once pure white, had long since faded into a dull gray. It appeared to lead to the back garden. You could hear children laughing on the other side. Though it is in the state you now see it, a beautiful, beautiful garden once lay beyond these doors. The owner of the time enjoyed gathering rare species of rose from all across the world. At its grandest, it seemed every flower was in constant competition for the most majestic bloom. I seem to have a knack for playing visual novels with a big mansion with rose gardens, don't I? Would you like to see this wonderful era of splendor and prosperity? I very much hope it's to your liking, Master. The maid opened the doors to the back garden. A sudden gust of wind brushed across your face, forcing you to close your eyes as you followed the maid out the doors. When you next opened your eyes, the world was no longer blanketed in shadows. Hopefully we do get some color here. It's like, it is quite drab. Am I in the afterlife? Like, you know, everything in gray and dead. Okay, the first door. 1603. Okay, this is from quite a while ago. So I'm guessing the fact that there's different doors, maybe it's like each door is kind of like a flashback to my life before I died, I suppose? Question mark? All about discovering the story, right? And discovering the world. The mansion had an alluring air of beauty about it in that era. It was almost like something out of a fairy tale. This period of history could perhaps be described as a symphony of destruction, as cumbersome principles of old came crashing down. Freed from the day-to-day oppression of these antiquated precepts, the people seemed to hark back to the more poetic, expressive ways of old. They took these newly blossoming emotions in hand, and with them they wrote literature, painted portraits, composed theater, and found love. Even the church, which had maintained authority throughout the Middle Ages, embraced the changing times, adopting the culture's flowering sense of aesthetic. War would break out not 20 years from then, plucking the ripened era from the tree of history, but that is of no concern to us now. At the time, it was still what people refer to as the Golden Age, a period of fervor for all those who were there. There we go, there's some color. Now, let us take a slight detour. No, we will not be changing locations. This is a tale about the mansion, from beginning to end. We will, however, be moving through time, say about 8 years into the past. A very wealthy family lived in the house then. The mother and father, brother and sister, all had distinctive, beautiful flaxen hair. I was always enamored by their hair. By contrast, mine is the color of a wet crow. See, there I am, standing around, looking rather a fool. I was happy back then. And what reason did I have not to be, afforded the opportunity to attend to such a beautiful home? So I poured my heart into serving that family. Listen closely if you would. That soft, fleeting sound that could only be a young girl singing. Can you hear it? La 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 la. The girl you see cheerfully picking crimson roses and singing like a songbird was called Nellie. Though young, she sang with elegance. Nellie was deeply fond of the house's garden, and she would often spend her afternoons there. Gorgeous roses gathered from all across the world bloomed in the garden. They were given the utmost care and even had their thorns removed, so young Nellie would not hurt herself naturally. The light brown-haired girl carefully plucked petals from the roses, gathering them up as she sang. Her voice was like music played by fairies. Nay, the sight of her was like an angel descended from heaven. Oh dear, please do not look at me like that. I admit, I was being rather fanciful. But what is a woman if not fanciful? Little bird, singing night and day. For your little birdie heart, sing your woes away. Pretty flowers all around the little birds. And even when the sun comes up, oh, dearest Mel, I've forgotten what comes next. Are you listening? Nellie was, as a matter of fact, not the only visitor to the rose garden that day. She always came with her older brother, Mel. The young siblings were inseparable. Mel adored his little sister, who in turn pined for his attention. The sight of the two innocent children cuddling together, not yet shackled by fear for the future, is truly heartwarming. The art is very different. Like, they're drawn kind of more realistically. It's almost like Victorian paintings. It's definitely different than the, like, very anime look of most visual novels that I play. That day, Mel was sitting in the shade of a tree reading a book. As I'm sure you are aware, in their time, books could not yet be mass-produced. He was reading had been copied by a scribe. I presume he borrowed it from the church. The book, having passed through many hands over many years, was visibly worn, but I suppose that just speaks to its importance.
Alright, like that's a good 8-minute break. I am now back at it, but yet again. Let's continue. Bum bum bum. Alright. 知ってるのは私だけだ。あんた、ひょっとして、あれ預言者的なのかなんか何か厳密に言えばそうじゃない。でも今のあなたたちからにしてみたら、それが一番近いのだろうと思います。
The young Maria died in Jacopo's tale. So that makes you what, a prophet or something then? Not exactly, no. But in the terms of this time period, that would be the most apt description. Like, I know the idea of Maria was to, like, basically be the ultimate betrayal to Jacopo, just to make him hurt even more. The one person that he thought he had as a friend betrayed him. But still. Do you not
でも今あなたたちからしてみたら、それが一番近いのだろうと思います。信じられませんか？まあ、ちょっとさすがにね。じゃあ、信じなくてもいい。ただ、私自身が明日に絶望的な悲劇が訪れるのだと、それを強く信じているから、今動かなければならないのだと そう思っていると認識してください。だから時間がないと強く思い込んでいるのだと。
Believe me? Well, that is asking a lot. That's fine, you don't have to. But at the very least, I want you to believe that I genuinely believe something terrible is going to happen tomorrow if I don't do something. That I think I don't have time to waste. All I need you to do is tell me what you know. Could you do that for me?
だから時間がないと強く思い込んでいるのだ。話するだけでいいんです。手を貸してくれませんか？つかさ、仮にマジであんたが預言者だったと。なんでこっから逃げ出せないの？こんなもんが重すぎるって、ね、投げ出していいんじゃん。別に誰も怒んないんだろ。むしろあんたが頑張ったって。それで確かに感謝されたりすんの？感謝されたくてやってるわけじゃない。知ってしまった以上動くしかないんだ。
Oh, okay, I need to take a nap. Oh, I need to close my eyes for a bit.
It was, in fact, a Latin grammar textbook he was reading. Mel was a clever boy. He had attended church from a very young age, where a priest would instruct him in Latin grammar. So at the time, I believed he was capable of reading even advanced texts. Oh, dearest Mel, please. The young girl approached her brother, who was consumed by the text. In her hand, she carried a large pile of rose petals. Though sister's shadow overlapped with the trees, the boy still did not notice. So Nellie puffed her cheeks, thrust out her slender arms, and let the petals fall. Ah! Look, your head is covered in roses, Mel. Oh, Nellie, you got petals on the book. This isn't mine. I can't afford to let it get dirty. It's your fault, dearest Mel. I tried to get your attention. And besides, flowers won't get a book dirty. I must raise the white flag. When did my little lady find herself such a sharp wit? While waiting for you, dearest Mel, I waited and waited, and you didn't so much as glance at me. I'll be an adult by the time you're done reading that book. Wow, that soon? That soon. Mother says girls grow up fast. She may be right. In that case, we should do something together before you're all grown up. Surely you won't play with me any longer when you become an adult. That's not true. I'll still play with you, even when I'm grown up. But grown-ups don't play, Nellie. Fine, I'll stay a child forever then. Didn't you just say you were about to grow up? Ugh. You're so mean, Mel. I'm sorry, please don't pout, my little lady. How about this? To make it up to you, I'll play whatever you want today. Really? Do you mean it? I want to play make-believe. Make-believe? Make-believe. I will be a princess taken captive by an evil kingdom, and you, dearest Mel, will be my valiant knight. And then you turn into a prince when you rescue me. A knight can become a prince? Impressive. They can. Knights and princes both have to be charming, so of course they can. Which is why it must be you, dearest Mel. No one else can be my prince, or my knight. While he may have appeared outwardly embarrassed as his rose-cheeked sister proclaimed prattlingly, I'm certain he was smiling on the inside. After a few moments, he meekly knelt, bringing himself to eye level with Nellie and gently stroking her soft hair. All right then, you're my princess, Nellie. And not just anyone's princess, dearest Nellie, but yours alone. So don't be anyone else's prince but mine, okay? Nellie, geez, my princess is quite the fawner. Is that bad? Does that make you dislike me? Not at all. I'm proud to have you as my sister, Nellie. You mean more to me than anything in the world, my dear princess. I love you, dearest Mel. Oh boy, well these two have a close relationship. I'm like, something bad's gonna happen, huh? To one or both of them. He'll always be my prince forever and ever. Her mood quite improved, Nellie began humming the melody of the song she'd forgotten the lyrics to. Holding the skirt of her dress out from her body, the young girl pranced about the rose garden. Mel, his eyes on her back, gave a little shrug. Oh, Nellie, don't come crying to me if you trip running like that. But Mel was not entirely disapproving of his sister's excitement. He carefully brushed aside the petals on his book, set it in the shade of the tree, and began chasing after Nellie. They were picturesque siblings brimming with hope. And at this time in their lives, there was nothing to jeopardize that hope. Would it not be wonderful if children could stay children forever, Master? As I see it, the pleasant, gentle times in our lives have value because they come to an end. Wouldn't you agree? Time continues to flow, impartial, without exception. And as such, everyone's childhood comes to an end. Be that as it may, does time also flow at the same speed for each individual? Now, let us take a trip down the river of time. I would be very much delighted if we could remain at this point in time, but unfortunately, we cannot. Please do not let go of my hand, Master. I hope I get to make more choices soon. I mean, right now it is, I'm assuming, like, we're just going through, like, this is the past. Yeah, and there's not really much I can do about changing the past. It's like a slideshow of what's happened. I'll be on my way then. Oh, you usually stay for longer. Yes, I have an errand to run today. Thank you for your time as always. Would you like the book back sometime next week? Next week or the week after. Hold on to it as long as you'd like. But surely there are others who want to use it. Not as sharp as you, Mel. Put yourself in my shoes and you'll understand. I want to give you any advantage you can get. Oh, do you not believe me? No, I believe you, Father, and I mean to do whatever I can not to disappoint you. That's the spirit. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm proud to have you as my pupil. Ah, yes, and Mel, do consider what we were talking about. Going to university? Indeed. If you do, I can introduce you to some accomplished instructors. There's very little left for me to teach you, and I believe you'd make a fine priest. It's an honorable thing, Mel, to devote yourself to the service of our Lord. I'll give it some thought. If you'll excuse me then, I'll see you again. Our doors are always open. Farewell. Whether it's in the service of God or the service of the church, it is an honorable profession. But theology, I wouldn't mind attending university, but I'm not sure. I'd kind of like to do something different, something more befitting of the times. As for what, though, I'm stumped. But I need to make up my mind soon. If I drag my feet for too long, even my father is liable to grow impatient. Mercy me. Young sire, blessed young sire, alms for the poor. Ah, this beggar. If I'm not mistaken, he's been outside the church since last week. Alms. The way he shakes his head, I can get a glimpse of his forehead under his hood. He's completely bald. Buy yourself some bread with this. Ah, thank you very much. May the Lord bless your soul. Thanks, the Lord. Alright, he seems to be having some doubts about the church. He seems like a good kid. Still thinks something bad might happen to either him or to Nelly. Oh no, Nelly's going to be cross if I don't hurry home. Curses, it looks like it's going to rain. Master? Master? Oh, thank goodness. You appear to have a firm grasp on your consciousness. I was afraid you would accidentally let go of my hand. Now, Master, this is the period of time I truly wish to show you. The boy reading in the rose garden was now a fine young man. Nonetheless, he still bore the same gentle eyes as before, and he would from time to time show remnants of that innocent young boy. He was in his own mind, still making the transition into adulthood, I suspect. Mel frequently visited the church, on Sundays to participate in Mass, of course, but more often to be tutored by the priest. In addition, he also attended a private school run by an eminent marquise, though it was not a school where students had desks and sat in rows. They studied at the marquise estate. Secondary and higher education was not the same as it is today, and Mel was considering university. The priest wanted to recruit him to the church, but Mel was having difficulty deciding what he should do. That he had such a choice is envious, is it not? Good afternoon. I'm here to pick up my order. Is it ready? Aye, ready and waiting, young Master Rhodes. Oh, don't call me young master, please. I beg your pardon. Kenneth seemed to get my head out of the past. Your order's right here, sir. Mel had stopped at a jewelry store in the center of town on his way back from the church. The building was both a workshop and storefront, and the nobles of the area were deeply fond of the master's wares. He was so skilled, even the royal family had commissioned work from him. As a matter of fact, the wooden sign up front was engraved with a replica of a piece of his jewelry said to be on display in the palace. As artistry flourished in this golden age, the number of shops selling luxurious items, such as jewelry, rose in kind. However, the clientele of these shops comprised of a very narrow range of people. May I have a look? Of course, of course. Good, it came out just as I hoped. Splendid work. Can you afford to disappoint a loyal customer like yourself? And an admirable work ethic. I'm sure she'll love it. Such a kind lad, young master. My boy back home could do well to learn a thing or two from you. Is Mel my character, or... just the thing that they say that he's master, right? Every man ought to show women some cordiality. Coming home to a cold fireplace is a sad thing indeed. Again, please don't call me young master. My apologies. I'll take this and be on my way then. Good day. If you find yourself in need of aught else, just let me know. I can make any jewelry you ask for. Come to me and your sweetheart's day will surely be made. And I guarantee the two of you will have all sorts of fun when you give it to her. Considering I'm assuming that's for his sister? Maybe? I don't know. That would be weird. I could be wrong. It might not be for her at all. Please, I don't have a sweetheart. Yes, I'm guessing that is his sister. Oh, well, that's a surprise. I'm sure many girls are vying for your hand too, young Mr. Rhodes. A fine family, good looks, charming, and your future's all, but I'll be on my way then. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Good day. Come by again anytime. Goodness. Maybe I'll say I want to study abroad or something. Patient as my father may be, that would certainly anger him. I can hear it now. You're wasting your God-given talents, boy. I could renounce my name and rank, go somewhere far away. That sounds like the kind of plan Nelly would come up with. As he drew closer to the mansion, the rich fragrance of roses grew more prominent. Over time, this distinctive scent had led visitors to refer to the house as Rose Manor. It was also probably a play on the flaxen-haired family's last name, Rhodes, which you heard the owner of the jewelry store say just moments earlier. The mansion looked quite different than it does now, no? Okay, so it is the same mansion. Obviously, because she talked about the rose garden no longer being, like, the same as it was, so maybe this guy is the master that I am playing right now. No thickets of ivy covering the walls, no rotten broken doors to be found. I wonder what the Rhodes family would think if they saw the house in its present tragic condition. The sight of their abundantly blooming roses, a veritable symbol of prosperity, long since withered and turned into soil. Well, she did say, I wonder how the Rhodes family would react, so maybe this person, maybe my character is not of this family, but it's their mansion. My apologies, I got a little sentimental there. Maybe it's like the family, because she said this was way back in the day. This was like, I don't know what time period we are currently and presently. This was back in the 1600s. Let's forget for a moment about our own time. I suppose I stayed out a little too long. Oh well, the sun still shines high in the sky. I'm sure it's... Dearest Mel, what took you so long? Wherever have you been? I've been waiting forever. Nelly? You're not in the house? Nope, you were taking so long I decided to wait by the gate. But you didn't even notice me, at all. Is that any way to treat a lady? All that studying's got to your head, stuck up in the clouds. No, it hasn't, really. Also, you're heavy. Could you please get off my back? Heavy? I've been gradually reducing the amount of sweets I eat, and I love sweets. To maintain my figure for a new dress, and you call me heavy? I didn't catch that. Were you saying a tongue twister? You're such a dimwit, Mel. Jerk, blockhead, weakling, and obnoxious to boot. Whatever happened to the delightful little girl who was once my sister? She'd probably throw a fit if I said that out loud. Well, she still seems to love him a lot. Should you really be outside, Nelly? You are the star of today's event. It's fine. They can call it a birthday party, but I know it's just about fraternizing. It's obvious what Father's true motives are. He'll be gathering a bunch of boys from good families to look for someone to marry me off to. Ugh, I have no interest in that at all. Don't be like that, Nelly. We're all here for you. At least enjoy what you can at the party. Ugh, I guess. And besides, it's not completely terrible. Look at this, dearest Mel. What do you think? What do I think? About what? About what? Mel. My new dress. It arrived. I'm wearing it. How could you not notice? I did notice it was something I hadn't seen before, but you have so many dresses, Nelly, so... But this is the dress I had made just for today. Look at the colors. They're so pretty. It's the work of a renowned dyer. And this belt is just lovely. You see how it comes together to form a butterfly? Oh. Oh, I'm just absolutely in love with it. I think I'll be wearing this dress for a while to come. So tell me, what do you think? Does it look good on me? Yeah, it does. It's pretty. In some ways, I guess she's still a delightful little girl. Oh, dearest Mel, I love you. Oh, don't jump on me like that. Oh my, you dropped something. And what have we here? Wait, hold on, no, you can't have that yet. Is it a present? Give it back. I was going to give it to you later. I knew it. It is for me. And just what could it be? Hey, don't open it. It's a big deal. It's going to be mine soon anyway, isn't it? Oh, I love it. A rose necklace. And this design. It's from the jeweler the royal family uses. Can I see it? Oh, I see it. Oh, my dearest Mel, you had this made just for me? Oh, geez. It defeats the purpose if you open it before the party. Happiness is always better sooner rather than later, Mel. I think I'll put it on right away. Ooh, there. How does it look? It looks lovely. My prince is still the sweetest and all. There's a part of me that's like, is she not interested in any of the boys because secretly she loves her brother maybe a little bit too much? Like the whole prince and princess thing, I'd be like, you're the only prince for me, and I will be your princess, and only your princess, and you will be only my prince. Maybe when they're kids, cute, but a little bit older, I'm like, the older they get, the more I'm just like, oh, it's maybe a little weird. Don't make such weird noises. Oh, but why not? A prince always knows exactly what his princess wants. Like, this gets more strange the more she talks. And this princess wanted some rose jewelry to go with her new dress. Understand? Geez, I sure don't have it easy playing your prince, Nelly. It might be about time you found a new one. A prince is a prince because you can't just find one standing on the street corner. If you want to retire, dearest Mel, you're going to have to wait another 10 years. It's a long time. Or if you find yourself a new princess. I'm not so, You're about as romantic as a rock, dearest Mel. But worry not, your adorable sister will always be your princess. What more could you want? Are you really allowed to be the judge of that? I mean, more to you than any other girl in the world, do I not? And that makes me your perfect princess. She's a little possessive of him. Hey, what was with that laugh and it'll all be over soon laugh? You're always telling me I mean more than anyone to you. Yes, you do. More than anyone in the world, my beloved baby sister. I'll take good care of the necklace. Thank you, my dearest Mel. Well, if you're that happy with it, then so am I. You're very welcome. Now, back into the house with you. Can't have a party without the guest of honor. Do you know if anyone's here yet? Nope. I imagine they'll be here soon, though. Were you down at the church again today, Mel? Yeah, there was something I didn't know how to translate, so I went to look it up. Wow, so diligent. I can't say I really like the priest there, personally. Actually, I kind of feel the same way. What? Really? Why? Well, you know, I have my reasons. So even you don't always like the priest, huh? Let's skip mass on Sunday, then. We can go play. No skipping church. As grew the brother, so too did the sister. That day, Nellie would be turning 14, and Mel, 3 years her senior, was 17. You saw it with your own eyes. So you know just how much she has changed. She was always a cute little girl, and she grew into an even more beautiful young woman. Though she was only 14, she was well on her way to becoming a fine lady. As for her character, well, but a girl like that has her own charms, would you not say? Drifting down the river of time, the two siblings matured into healthy young adults, but the core of their relationship did not change in the slightest. Nellie was very much attached to her brother, and as much as Mel complained, he still cared deeply for his sister. Around the time the sun had begun to set, carriages started lining up outside as well-dressed aristocrats made their way into the house. As Nellie had suspected, the majority of them were boys. Yes, I understand. You don't need to say anything more. Rose Manor, right? Okay, we'll go together. Me? Alone? No, please don't make me. The inhabitants of Rose Manor are surely living quite contented lives, and I'm sure they don't remember a thing. The room with the fireplace was always kept in pristine condition so they could entertain guests at any time. Walls colorfully decorated with tapestries and stained glass windows gave testament to their great fortune. The servants' first assignment every morning was to clean this room. Pitchers, silver plates, and silverware were polished to a shine so they could be proudly put to use at a moment's notice. And for events like their daughter's birthday, the room served an even more important role. The tabletops were removed so they'd ordered new tabletops with designs made especially for this occasion. And once the banquet had drawn to a close, tables speckled with half-empty wine glasses and leftover candied fruits were moved off to the side to make room for, of course, the festivities. Good evening, Lady Nell. Or Nellie. You're looking particularly lovely today. Nellie, I had those jewels cut just for you. You'll let me have this dance, won't you? What's the matter, Nellie? You look exhausted. These are pretty good. Want one? I know you like sweets. They're apples, candy, and rock sugar, I think. You disappoint me, dearest Mel. Huh? What do you think is the matter? They just keep coming. It never ends. Me at every social event. Just like, I just want to go lay down. This sounds exhausting. It's driving me up the wall. Everyone's just repeating the same lines they've been taught. They all think pretty jewels and requested dance are enough to make a girl swoon. But I think that is true for you, Nellie. Though, why is she disappointed with me? Oh, I think I'm done with birthday parties after this year. They'll probably throw an even bigger one next year. Huh? Why? Well, you know, you're about that age, Nellie. We are a reasonably distinguished family, so there are a number of different houses that would like to have connections with us. Like, just imagine yourself. Like, remember how you were at 14, 15 years old, and the idea of just being married off to someone is horrifying. It's just... would not be able to do it, nope. So what you're saying is do it for the family? No, that's not... I won't date or marry anyone. I have no interest in being used as a pawn in their interfamily politics. Pawn? I wouldn't go that far. And I'm sure Father wants to let you choose yourself. You know, someone you actually love. Love? I never thought I'd hear you talking about love, dearest Mel. You don't even understand what makes Shakespeare's play so beautiful, and you're talking about love? You fell asleep during Romeo and Juliet, and you're talking about love? We went all the way up to the Globe Theatre, too. Well, pardon me for being ignorant when it comes to romance and the arts. But you're not, Nellie. Shakespeare's make-believe story made you cry like a baby. Anyone would cry at that. You'd have to be crazy to sleep through it. That's not what I'm saying. Someone as emotionally vibrant as you, Nellie, would have no problem finding love. Dearest Mel, we should dance. Yeah, I have a feeling like that's the reason she's just like, I don't want to be with all these people because I only love my brother. Lady Nellie, could I have this? Let's dance, dearest Mel. What? Me? Wait. Come on, I really like this song. Quit pulling on me, Nellie. Like, she could just be using him because she's not interested in marrying people, so she just, like, doesn't... She's just using him to be like, you know, I don't want to dance with anybody else, so, like, I only, like, just dance with him, with the brother, and then people leave me alone, but, I have a feeling there's more to it than that. What's the point of us dancing? We're siblings. Oh, Mother and Father are staring daggers at us. No matter. What day is it today, dearest Mel? Your birthday. Exactly, so I can do what I want. Now attend to your princess, as a proper prince should. Oh, geez, how did I get myself into this? Nellie's skirt fluttered along with her as she stepped in time to the music. She was not only a skilled singer, but a skilled dancer as well. Mel, on the other hand, fumbled over his own feet trying to keep up. One would be hard-pressed to describe his dance abilities as good, even as flattery. Though boys of his pedigree were taught to dance as part of their etiquette lessons, he found himself more being dragged around by his sister. He could hardly be said to be attending to her. It's just humiliating. Because his parents had been hands-off in raising him, largely giving him free rein to study and learn what he pleased. Mel looked like a tangled-up marionette. From throughout the hall, you could hear giggling, uncomfortable chuckling, and people coughing to disguise their laughter. Come now, dearest Mel. If this is the best you can manage, what are you going to do when you find a girl that catches your eye? I won't, so it doesn't matter. Maybe he's just not interested in girls. Maybe he's not interested in anyone. Maybe he's just, like, completely does not care about relationships at all. Follow my lead, Mel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nah. Nellie alone enjoyed her time dancing with her brother, and quite thoroughly at that. It did not matter to her he moved awkwardly, or the guests were giving them cold stares. It was their parents who first cracked under the pressure, just as their father was about to give an exaggerated cough and stop the music. A ruckus suddenly swelled up near the entrance. What could that be? Who knows? Whatever's going on, I've been spared. The music came to a stop and the party guests began bustling. The siblings' father spoke up sternly about the noise and ordered to quell the spreading commotion. He ordered the servants to investigate, had the music restarted, gave a short apology for the interruption, and set the party back on course. I went to go check on the entrance with the other servants, as I recall. Oh my, why are you looking at me like that? These are not my memories, but those which dwell within the mansion. Do you think we should be following what happens next from my perspective then? That is not what confused you? Well, your questions shall be answered in time. In time. Now, let us return to our tale. Though the party had fallen still for a moment, their father's decisive actions restored the guests' festive moods in short order. So it was not by any means the commotion that caused the ball to conclude earlier than planned. Oh dear, I hear thunder. It was rather loud, too. Sounds like we had quite the storm brewing. They lived in a country where the weather was nothing if not unpredictable. Rain was a frequent occurrence there. Well, it's England, right? The Globe Theatre? Pretty sure. The stretches of time with clear skies grew longer as summer approached, but the weather was still somewhat unstable on the cusp of the two seasons. They had a strong wind that night as well, which turned the raindrops into little spears on the window. Were the party to continue on any longer, no one would be able to get home. Although their father was quite concerned that Nellie had not gone on with any of the aristocrat boys, he decided to cut the festivities short. Thank goodness it ended early. How lucky I am. This must be a blessing for always being such a good girl. I'm not sure having your own birthday party cut short counts as lucky, but it was no fun. I can't help it if I'm not enjoying myself. And for heaven's sake, Arthur was here. I have no interest in dancing with that dunce. Arthur? Who's that again? Someone who's here? Unbelievable. You don't remember anything, do you, dearest Mel? He came over to play a few times when we were little. He's covered in gross freckles, and he's a huge jerk. Wow, damn, Nellie. I think freckles are cute. I think most people do. He said my hair looked like the color of fallen leaves. Fallen leaves. Just thinking about that ugly smirk had me fuming. And yet he acts like nothing happened. He even calls me Lady Nellie, for goodness sake. Are you listening, dearest Mel? I'm listening, I'm listening. I wonder what the ruckus earlier was. Oh, you weren't listening, were you? Who cares about that? Sorry, but aren't you curious? It probably wasn't another guest, at least. Maybe a cat sneaked in. You think so? I do. But enough about that. Would you like to play cards in my room, dearest Mel? Seriously? I'm exhausted, though. It's not even that late. Fine. Something feels kind of off. A cat. I want to go check. Come on, hurry up. Hold on. You don't need to drag me, Nellie. My birthday isn't over yet, so you're not done attending to me. Oh, Nellie. Oh, okay. It looks quite different now. The rain just won't let up. I can't sleep. I wonder what the commotion earlier was about. Oh, for goodness sake. It's all the storm's fault. That's why I can't sleep. Opposite. Storms make me sleep like a baby. I'm just fretting over nothing. I'm sure Nellie was right. It was just a cat. Maybe a dog? I can't sleep. I hardly ever have this much trouble falling asleep. What could this feeling be, I wonder? It's not quite foreboding. Walking around the house at this time of night isn't going to help anything. But I'm not going to fall asleep just lying here. The only sounds that could be heard in the dark corridors were the sharp pitter-patter of the rain, his footsteps, and his breathing. Though he was innately familiar with the layout of the house, that night the hallways felt like an endless labyrinth veiled in shadows. No moonlight shone through the windows, so he naturally found himself moving cautiously, despite being in his own residence. Keeping the palm of his hand pressed up against the chilly wall, he put one foot in front of the other. But to where was he supposed to head? Mel, of course, had no way of answering that question himself. If he had anything, it was guidance from above, the path to his destination lit by flashes of lightning. Or perhaps there was something else leading him along. Though he progressed with a fair bit of hesitation in his step, Mel was slowly but surely drawing nearer to one room in particular. He made his way through the seemingly endless halls. Past the living room, its fireplace long since cooled, into another corridor, and then stopped outside in Abigail's bedchamber. The dim glow of a lamp spilled through the cracks in the door. A gust of wind is not necessary to make a flame flicker. A person's movements or vibrations in the air from someone speaking. The slightest emotions can cause the light of a fire to quiver, shifting subtly as though nudged by an invisible fingertip. I can see light from inside. She's still awake. A voice. He seemed to be hesitating. It would not be difficult for him to approach the door and peer inside. But he had reservations about peeping in on another's chambers, even if it was his own house. Moreover, this room was assigned to a woman. There was a woman behind that door. What would you do, master, in this situation? Would you succumb to your curiosity and gaze inside? Or would you respect the owner's privacy? I shouldn't be doing this, but the voice, it feels like it's calling to me? Or someone else? Yes, me, could sense someone watching me at this moment. He had succumbed to his curiosity. He stood on the other side of the door from me, his flaxen eyes open wide, trying to remain as invisible as possible. The wavering in his heart seemed to create faint ripples in the air, which I pretended not to notice. Okay, so this is the maid speaking on from the point of view of the other maid who's behind the door. Yes, I knew he was there. I could sense his presence and his wavering emotions. However, I could not begin to speculate as to his true feelings, or how great a surprise this was to him. I too am discovering new facets of this tale by viewing it through the eyes of the mansion. But it is not I who is a concerned master. It is you. You, and I know I shouldn't be doing this. I should be ashamed of myself, but I can't look away. Who is that? That's the girl who's on the main, she's on the title screen, right? Her skin is so pale you can practically see through it. Is it that white because she was out in the cold rain? Her hair is white as snow and her eyes, they're like, they said, what was it? It was an Abigail. Like, is it Abigail another word for a maid or something else? I've never heard that term before. Like, how do I describe it? My vocabulary truly lacks for situations like this. They look like blood. No, that's just disturbing. Then wine, perhaps? No, more translucent than that. Gemstones, then. Yes, gemstones. Her eyes are like rubies. I've never seen anyone like her before. What could they be talking about? Mel's eyes were fixed on the peculiar young woman. She had glass-like skin, eyes that glimmered in the flickering candlelight, and snow-white hair that flowed like luxurious silk, but her lips were bluish-purple, her soft, delicate skin sullied with a grime. Her twinkling eyes pointed down at the floor, and her hair a disheveled mess. She was, even at a glance, clearly not a lady of means. The tips of her fingers were cracked from the cold, her nails pale from malnutrition, and her garb little more than rags. However, true beauty is always visible, no matter what it may be hidden beneath, even wrapped in a veil of insalubrity, even if she thought herself hideous. I wonder what happened to her. Mel could no longer avert his gaze from the girl's visage. He had for the time being forgotten the shame he felt for peeping. As he strained his ears to hear the conversation taking place inside, a sickly voice arose from the white-haired girl's purple lips. So feeble was the sound that a gentle breeze blowing through the room could carry it away. I apologize for the trouble. Think nothing of it. Give your apologies, and thanks to the mistress. Understood. There is something strangely comforting about this house, almost as if I'd been here before. If my father were here, I'm sure he would be quite fond of it. I'm sorry about your father. There's nothing you could have done, I imagine. When you came to our rescue, he was already... So that was the commotion that happened earlier. Maybe this girl, something had happened to them and they came to the mansion for help? Rescue? Father? Was that perchance what the commotion was about? He stared intently, entranced by the scene unfolding beyond the door. The gaze can often signal one's presence to others more effectively than words. The white-haired girl could likely sense him there as well. She flicked her gem-like eyes upward. That was when the boy finally felt a pang of panic. For a split second, his flaxen eyes met her ruby eyes, causing him to recoil from the door. His heart was pounding like the rain outside. Careful not to make a sound, he took 1-2 steps away. Did she catch me? I'm not sure. It was only for a moment. She can't have seen me. The boy did not have the courage to peek into the room a second time, but he cautiously returned to his bedchamber as quietly as he could manage. But even beneath his covers, he could not erase that girl's eyes from his memory. Her melancholic red irises, her voice delicate as glass sculpture, her pale, almost lightless skin, her pure white hair. Every singular detail kept him from banishing her image from his mind. Nor could he restrain his heavily pounding heart. Who could she be? Okay, so those are the two girls that are on, and that girl looks like the maid who's walking me through this, except her hair is quite a bit longer. Is something the matter? No, I just thought I felt someone watching us. It's only your imagination, I'm sure. If not your imagination, then perhaps some unseen force was watching you. Unseen force? Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Rose Manor. Yes, indeed. It is called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden, even at a great distance. But that is not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides within the house. A witch? I have not heard of any such stories. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. Should I consider that a compliment? It's getting late. You should get some rest. A room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing? Yes? I do not believe you have given me your name yet. My name is... L. Wake up. Get up, Mel. What? Oh, it's morning. You disappoint me, dearest Mel. It's very much long since morning. I didn't see you at breakfast, so I came to find out what was the matter. I've really been asleep that long? And father is too lenient on you, dearest Mel. She said she liked that dress, and she's like, I'll just wear it every day, I guess. Oversleeping is hardly proper behavior for a firstborn son. I know. But before that... Yes, dearest Mel. What are you doing in here? You can't just go prancing into a boy's bedchamber. Leave that to the servants. I did send one for you. You're the one who refused to wake up. Besides, it's not like we're strangers. We used to sleep together all the time. That was long ago. Things are different now. Oh, you're overthinking it, silly. Now, hurry up. Out of bed, sleepyhead. Alright, I'm getting up. So you can see yourself out. Oh my, you look awful, dearest Mel. For someone who overslept, you look like you didn't get a wink last night. You think so? His eyes just always look like that. He just looks very tired all the time. You didn't go out on the town last night, did you? Naughty, naughty boy. I would never. You know that. You squeaked. I don't think I believe you. I didn't go out last night or anything. I'm tired because you had me playing cards until late, Nelly. Hey, we weren't playing for that long. Besides, look at me. I got up just fine. Anyway, shoo. I can't get dressed with you in here. Fine, I'm leaving. Oof. Oh, I almost forgot, dearest Mel. What now? Come on, no need to be mean. I'm sure you'll be quite surprised at the news. Oh? At breakfast, which you missed, father told us. Told you what? Do I really want to say? It sounds like you want me out of your room, dearest Mel. Please, Nelly. Hee hee. We got a new maid today from a house we have ties to, supposedly. I've never seen anyone like her before. We're supposedly coming from a good family. She isn't very graceful, and I've never seen her at social gatherings. But that's not the surprising part. Is that maid? She's peculiar. Has a very unusual appearance, that one. Have white hair? What? How did you know that, dearest Mel? Thanks, Nelly. Hey, get back here. Oh, for goodness sake, what's gotten into him? Bah. So my thought looking at her is like, is she, because like the red eyes, I'm like, is she either a demon, or is she dead, like a zombie, or like a vampire, or a witch? Because they talk about like a witch. So obviously in this story, I don't know if witches are real, it's like another story that I'm currently also reading, but like, maybe she's magical. At the time, the majority of servants at the mansion were men. However, the ladies of the house all had Abigails, so there were several women servants, myself included. The maids by and large were selected from the daughters of other esteemed families. It was, you could say, a sort of training before they entered society. The girls that served at houses even more powerful than their own. And the white-haired girl Mel saw the night before was one such maid. When he heard this, Mel could not sit still any longer. Oh, I didn't really think this through, did I? I don't even know where she is. I'm guessing she's probably Mother's maid. White hair. It has to be the girl from last night. But deep down, he was having difficulty believing the young woman he had seen the previous night was truly here to be a servant. And can you blame him? When he saw her, she was an absolute mess. Hardly what you'd envision from a girl of class. But he did not seek her to find out whether that was true. He merely wanted to see her once more, to ascertain whether what he had witnessed the previous night was real or his imagination. And he wanted to have an actual conversation with her. I don't want to run into Mother. That would be awkward. He was heading towards his mother's bedchamber, but the closer he drew, the heavier each step grew. He rounded a corner, debating whether or not to head back, and stopped in his tracks. On occasion, wishes do come true. When Mel turned the corner, he saw her. The same girl, that same white hair. So I don't know if he's got like a weird crush or infatuation with her. Just saying like maybe he doesn't really care for people in a romantic way, maybe he doesn't care for women, but he seems to be drawn to her. Ah, she appeared to be cleaning the hallway. She traced along the wooden carvings lining the wall, making certain not to miss even a speck of dust. The girl wore a pristine dress, the uniform of the mansion's Abigails. There was no longer any filth to obscure her beauty. All that had covered her pure white hair and glass-like skin was no longer. The one thing that had not changed was her listless ruby eyes. Pardon me. Hearing his footsteps, the young woman raised her head. She caught Mel's gaze and for a brief moment merely blinked at him in silence. Lord Mel, yes, your father informed me of you. Did he? I guess I don't need to introduce myself then. I believe she made an attempt to smile, but it was difficult to tell, and she quickly dropped her gaze back to the floor. Flax and Ruby met only for the briefest moment. She seemed to be looking at both someone and no one at all. Everyone here truly has the most beautiful color of hair. Do you have business with the mistress, Lord Mel? I can let her know if you would like. No, I was looking for you. For me? Mel felt as though all the blood in his body had begun to flow backwards. He could not effectively describe the sensation, but in a word, it resembled panic. On his way to find her, Mel had come up with a number of subjects he wanted to talk about, and he generally had little trouble speaking with others. He's like, sorry about your bed, Dad. I mean, what? He had less experience interacting with women, this was true, but the time he'd spent around Nellie had kept him from stumbling too much. Until then. Yes, for you. Why would you be looking for me, Lord Mel? I was wondering how you were doing. Pardon? I'm quite fine. Good, that's great to hear. You fool, Mel, what are you even saying? You have more important things to ask, like where she came from, or to tell her she has pretty hair and eyes. He does have a crush on her, but I don't want to trouble her too much. Lord Mel? Yes? Sorry, you just suddenly fell silent. Was I, in your way? In my way? No, not at all. What are you up to? Smooth. I'm cleaning? Well, yeah, I didn't need to ask. Ah, you're cleaning. This is very awkward. Oh, you can just let the other servants take care of the cleaning. You're one of the noble's daughters we took in, right? Then why is Mother making... No, I'm doing this because I want to. The mistress appeared to be busy, and I could not simply be idle. But I enjoy cleaning. Well, if you say so. Say, yesterday. This mansion is truly a thing of beauty. All the many roses in the garden. Even the furnishing has had a great deal of thought put into it. His family must have a wonderful sense of aesthetics. See, that's how you do small talk. Oh, yeah, thanks. She just changed the subject on me? I'm delighted to have been given the opportunity to serve at such a magnificent house. Mother and father actually had nothing to do with that, not even the garden. That's all been around since my grandfather's time. This mansion was complete wreck when he bought it. Oh, was it? Yeah, frankly, I'm surprised he actually paid money for it. The chandelier in the foyer was shattered, and only half attached to the ceiling. Most of the decorations on the wall were broken. I can hardly imagine. This is a marvelous, impressive house. I'm sure he'd be flattered to hear it. My grandfather was a bit of an eccentric. He liked to do things people didn't expect, just to watch the looks of surprise on their face. He was the kind of man who would buy a mansion that was beyond repair just to give it a completely new life. Everyone who had seen the property before it was renovated was astonished. They regretted not taking the opportunity themselves, seeing the transformation it underwent. Huh? I was just thinking, you're kind of like this house. Oh boy. Oh gosh, about being like, you're kind of gross before, but you clean up nice. What do you mean by that? I mean, when you first arrived. Oh, no, never mind. Forget it. She'll figure out that you were peeping on her, stupid. She hasn't yet, has she? Yes? It's nothing. The more I think about it, you and the mansion aren't really comparable. He's like, the mansion looks nice, you're kind of gross. Oh? The truth is, being a rundown mess isn't the only reason nobody wanted to buy the house. They say, it's haunted? Ooh. That all who dwell within this house shall be met with misfortune. Do you believe it? What a thing to say to someone who just got here. I'm just kidding. It's not actually true. It's all rumors and hearsay, embellished to make the tale more exciting. The rumors only started because of how it used to look. If the mansion truly begot misfortune, then we wouldn't still be here. And it wouldn't explain how my grandfather died. Do you know how he passed away? No. How did he? Inside a lovely lady. Oh. Okay. What? Believe it or not, that was how he died, together with a young, beautiful woman. Mel's really gotta learn how to do small talk better. His time ran out while he was making love to her, they say. A rather crude way to go. But he was hardly misfortunate. What did I tell you?
Holy shit. Oh,
yes?
what happened?
Just so you know, I
How long did I nap for? Holy shit, man. I mean, it was a good nap, but...してしまった映像。動く仕方ないんだ。しかない。何が起きるのか、何が起こったのか、俺が何を抱いて、何を考えたのか、してしまった以上、投げ出すわけにはいかない。見捨てるわけにはない。確かに、モルガナの止めなければ、館の闇を取り払わない。すべての終わらせることができない。けれど、その目的のために、目的のみに動いているのではなく、私今モルガナに手を差し伸べたいと思っているんだ。実は君がモルガナを救ってほしいと言った意味はこういうことなのだろうか。マリア、あんたさ、生きづらそうな性格してるのよね。気楽に生きるやり方は知らないんだろうな。ああ、でも、だからこそ、動けるってのはあるかもしれないよね。わかった。とりあえず話をしよう。私の知ってることは何でも教えるつもり。助かります。でもまずはそこに座れ。話それからだ。はい。はは。I actually did fall asleep because I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything for 20 minutes of what Rose read, so I think I fell asleep for 20 minutes.
Assuming you actually are a prophet or whatever, why don't you just, get the hell out of town? Say fuck it, this is too much, and vanish into the night. No one's gonna blame you if you do. Hell, is anyone ever gonna notice, or is anyone even gonna notice you did anything if you do succeed? I'm not in this for attention or praise. I cannot sit idly by, knowing what I know, seeing what has happened and what will, knowing what Morgana went through, what she felt. I can't abandon her, not anymore. I can't let my knowledge go to waste. While it is true the mansion will continue to be wrapped in darkness so long as Morgana's curse remains in effect, and nothing can be put to rest until I do something about that. That's not my sole motivation anymore. I sincerely want to help Morgana. Giselle, is this what you meant when you told me you wanted me to save her? You seem like the kind of fellow who's always fretting about something or other. You don't know how to take it easy, do you? Though I guess in a way that's kind of why you can fight so hard, huh? Alright, you win. I'll talk. Anything you want to know, I'll tell you. Thank you very much. But, you sit your butt down first. Okay. Ah. Morgana said that? She did. She described her 3 years there as one of the brightest periods of her life. Huh, who would have thought? Damn, that's kind of really great to hear. Did she never tell you herself how she felt? She never really made much of an attempt to be part of the group. It was like she had these colossal walls all around her. I can see that. Yeah, so I always kind of felt like I never knew if I was sticking my nose in too far or not, you know? She appreciated what you and the other women did for her. After the raid 4 years ago, she ended up in the hands of a slave trader. As she was being transported, she said this with tears in her eyes. I'm sad because I didn't get the chance to show my gratitude to people very dear to me. Well, damn. So is that, absolutely 100% exactly what she said? You're not just pulling it out of your ass, are you? Those were her exact words, yes. As hard as it may be to believe. No, I believe you. I'm just surprised is all. I mean, just, wow, yeah. If I'd known that was how she felt, maybe I could have been a little friendlier with her. You weren't friendly with her. Not especially. I mean, that's not to say I was cold or anything. It's just all the girls kept a bit of distance from her. Not because we didn't like her, but because that's what it looked like she wanted, some distance. None of us were really cut out for the caretaker gig. As much as we'd have loved to have been some kind of mother figure for her, we just didn't have it in us. Who was closest to her? He's dead. Oh. The slave. Huh? What's this about a slave? There was a young man, a slave who participated in the revolt at the Lord's Manor, who saved Morgana's life. It's all coming back to me. This was so long ago. It's good to have a refresher. Oh, yeah, that's the guy. He was the closest of any of us to her, or at least he gave her the most attention. And he's 6 feet under. That's unfortunate. What can you do? People come and go. That's just the way of things. I thought maybe if he was still alive, that would improve our chances of saving Morgana. Improve our chances? There's only one way about it. We smash the Lord's fucking skull in and take his key. Marie and the swordsman are both on the same page on this. That's not an option. Doing that will not
We
alleviate.
smash the fucking Lord's skull in and we take the keys. I just love the way they translate here. She's so base though. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Burrito. That's fine. Yeah. ピキウイ。Alright, let's see this. Ah, okay. これからなのか？そうです。彼女は3年前の幸福だったと言っていた。その子、そんなこと言ったんだ。なんで結構嬉しいね。正直、言われはしなかったのですが、あんまり周りに溶け込もうとするような子じゃないよ。じゃなかったよ。周り、とても溶け、溶け込もうとするような子じゃないだよ。なんかすごく分厚い壁があったんだよね。なんとなく、その その、横様子。Oh my god. How am I that? なんとなく、その様子は、想像がつきます。うん。だからさ、面倒見ろとか、余計な石灰だったのかなってちょっと思ってたわけ。彼女はあなたたちに感謝していましたよ。4年前の衝撃、4年前の襲撃の後に彼女は奴隷として売られかけたのです。その時彼女の涙を流してこう言ったんだ。大事な人たちにお礼を言えなかったのが悲しいと。それ彼女たち、それあなたたちのことだ。そうか。ねえ、それでさ、本当の話なんだよね。作り話じゃなくて、マのあの子いたんだよね。事実です。信じられないかもしれないが、いやいや信じてるって、なんかちょっと意外でさ、そうか、そうだったんだ。いや、それ知ってたらさ、もっと親しくやれてたのかなってちょっと思ったけど、それ知ってたらさ、もっと親しくやれてたのかなってちょっと思っただけ。親しく、親くしか、親しかったのです。Oh my god. 親しか、親しか、親しかったのです。では、fucking hell. 私の別の普通だよ。私は別に普通だよ。まあ、親しくないわけじゃないんだけど、召喚たちはみんな、I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna get to the part where Marie's talking to Pauline. そこにみんな距離を置いて、あの子と接してたよ。書いてたわけじゃないさ。あの子が距離を置きたがってたから。それに私らって責任能力ないんかね。責任能力ないんかね。母親野球はみんなやりたがるけど、それ、ぽいかん、それっぽい感じ、Oh my god。それっぽい感じにすれならなくってさ、彼女と一番親しかった人は死んだよ。奴隷の青年。奴隷か、なんだって？彼女の命を作った青年がいたでしょ。 それの反論に加えていたはずだ。
ああ、そうだ。ね。別さ、そつが一番仲いいつうか、気にかけてたしよ。気にかけてやだよ。ああ、気にかけてだよ。その人が死んだのさ。そうですか。仕方ないだろ。消えるやつは消えちまうんだから、もしその青年が生きていれば、我々の救える可能性が高くなると思ったんです。そう思ったんです。我々の救い方法なんて一つだろ。漁師はぶち殺して鍵を奪えばいい。奪えばいい。それで無駄なんだ。それでも彼女の憎しみは消えない。お飲みの塔に彼女にいてくれませんか？私もなんでマルガナに声をかけてほしい。それなら、あの子を助かって、塔から降りてきた時になんだっていうの。はああの子を助けて塔から降りてきた時になんだって言うよ。机に手が差し伸びられる瞬間に大切な人から言葉をもらえたら、それこそが救いになると思いませんか？それはやっぱり私じゃ無駄だよ。どうして？さっきに言ったように、私はつかず離れずだったんだ。特別親しいってわけじゃない。この事件のせいであの子が憎しみを抱いているのなら、抱いているのなら、私ができることは何もないんだよ。でも、他に方法が、あのさ、救いとかそういう意味じゃないんだけど、あの子の渡せなかったものがあるんだ。えちょっとした鎖、み首鎖、首鎖、首鎖さ。
Oh, oh my god.ちょっと響かされさ、安物も安物も安物だけどだけ、だけ、だけどね、機会があったらあんたから渡しておいて、それこそ自分の渡した方が私のものじゃないんだ。その奴隷制なんてやつから。誕生日に渡してやるつもりだったんだよ。でもさ、書簡が、書簡が奪われたのがその日で。まあ、だからそういうことで渡しておいてよ。わかりました。うん、頼んだよ。いや、じゃあ、渡すものも渡したし、渡せたし、私はそろそろ行くかな。検討。あ、こんなところにいたのね。お部屋にいないからどこに行ったのかと思ったわ。どうして二人がここに？今夜、領主様の説得するんでしょ？だから、聖女様が物見の塔から出てこられるかもしれないんでしょ？それなら迎えてあげなくちゃ。そのために集まったのですか？うん、それと、おわ、お別れのためかな。女の子の解放したらすぐに罪を従ってほしいと思っているから。女の子の解放したらすぐに罪を償ってほしいと思っているから。ネリー、あなたもその覚悟を、もちろん兄様がそうするって言うなら従うわ。でもできたらお兄様、お兄様は脅、脅されてしまったのだから無理に。お兄様は脅かされてしまったのだから無理に裁きを受けなくてもいいんでしょ？ネリーお兄様を失いたくないもの。他にもあるはずだわ。祝祭、祝祭の仕方は他にもあるはずだわ。そうだね。悪いこと知ってしまったと思っているわ。指導者様のせいじゃないけど、とにかくネリーはね、これから起こることがすごく不安だけど、きっといい結果になるんじゃないかなって思っているの。だってミシェラがそうしてくれるものね。で、セッションは、戦勝します。もうそういう時は、Oh fuck, it's time for me to fucking play this stupid ass Fortnite game.
know if I have allergies or I'm genuinely sick. But like, it did feel better today, so could be allergies.痛いわ、この喉。My fucking throat hurts. Nice, I'll take that. Okay, そういう時は、ビショッと決めた。ビシッと決めた。お兄様のことをよろしくね。お兄様はとっても、些細だから、些細繊細だから、取り扱い注意なのよ。取り扱い注意なのよ。変わり者として扱わなきゃダメなんだから。あいつはそんなに天才か。もし彼の危ないことをしようとしたら止めてくれる？私たちもその場は入れればいいんだけど、関係者だけは話を冷たいって彼は言うから。そしてあげようって、元より血を渡せないあいつ、いつもよりもです。元より血を渡せないつもりです。よかった。
Hate her hatred. Would you be willing to accompany us when we go to the observation tower? Huh? Me? Why? I want you to be there to say something to her. I'll say whatever you want me to say once you've gotten her out of the tower. Don't you think being able to hear the voice of someone she cares for when she's finally set free would do more to pull her out of the darkness than anything else? That's all the more reason it can't be me. Why not? Like I've been saying, I was never that tight with her. I kept my distance. I can't do anything, not with the reasons you've given me for why she's so full of hatred. I have no other options, though. You know, actually, while I doubt this will do much in the way of getting rid of her grudge, there is something I was supposed to give her, but never got the chance. Oh? It's nothing special, just a rinky-dink little necklace, but if you get the chance, would you mind giving it to her? If anyone, that should come from you. It's not from me. It was supposed to be from the slave. He got it for her as a birthday present, but that was the day the brothel got raided. So yeah, that's the story. Make sure she gets it, would you? Okay, I will. Thanks, man. Well, now that that's out of the way, I should split. Best of... There you are. You weren't in your room. I was worried sick. What are you two doing here? You're going to talk to the Lord tonight, right? So, there's a chance you might be able to set the Sanctus free. No way am I going to miss that. That's why you're here? That's and to say goodbye. I want for them to make reparations as soon as the girl's released. Do you feel the same way, Nellie? If Mel tells me he wants to, then I won't stop him. But he was threatened, so if it's possible, I don't think there's any need for him to rush to be punished. I don't want to lose my brother. Surely there are other ways he can atone. That's reasonable. I do feel guilty about what he was put through. It's not your fault what he did. Anyway, I'm really anxious about tonight, but I'm sure it will all turn out fine. You'll make it work, won't you, dearest Michelle? I'll do my best. Oh, come on, you gotta act confident. Take care of my Mel for me, too. He's very fragile, so handle him with care. Like a big hope box at China. Is he really that fragile? As for me, if he looks like he's going to do anything he shouldn't, would you stop him for me? I wish I could be there to do it myself, but, well, he insists only the people directly involved should be there, and I want to respect that. I was never going to allow anyone to get hurt anyway. That's good, thank you. He and the Lord may have caused the girl a great deal of pain, but I still don't want anyone to get hurt. Some people deserve it, and I say let him have it. Now, Maria, don't be like that. You're the weird one, Little Miss Perfect. Go around letting everyone off the hook for everything, and the whole damn world's gonna come falling down around you. He did what he did for me, though. And the Lord, he's only in it for his own profit. Much as he says it benefits the city, it still comes back around to his own pockets. The Lord's not a bad man, though. Yeah, I've heard it 1,000 times. No one's a bad person in your eyes, I know. Now, can we please try to keep things civil? Oh, yeah, sorry, bad habit, I know. I talk a lot of rot, but I don't really mean half of it. I do think he's much better than the old Lord, though. Hold on a second. So, okay, this is what I was wondering. I was like, I don't know. Was like, was that really Jacopo who did all those things? I didn't think so. What did you just say? He's better than the old. When did the current Lord take his place? 4 years ago? What? Morgana was 9 years old when she was at the Lord's Manor. Okay, that makes me feel better, because if Jacopo was like that horrible to her, it would be very hard for me to feel like he could redeem himself. I was thinking that. The way he was talking, I was like, I don't think that's him. That's what confused me. 7 years ago. Maria, were you ever at the Lord's Manor at any time 7 years ago? No, I was never hired by anyone there. Then when? She didn't have any interaction with the Lord 7 years ago. Now it all makes sense. How did I not consider this possibility sooner? I know what kind of man he is, and I know the people he had around him. Maria, is the slave actually dead? Ooh. What's this about? That's... Alright, so with that, we have, the...
I knew it. The slave was him this whole fucking time. I fucking knew it. It was so obvious. Is the slave actually dead? 確かに危険が加えたのいや領主様なのかもしれないけど、それでも私誰も気づいてほしくはないから、気づいた方がいいやつは気づきゃいいと思うけどね。あれや、まだそんなこと言って、あんたが、綺麗すぎんだって。誰にでも構わず許してたら、世界は回んないよ。だって彼が動いたのは私のためだったもの。領主の私の私利私欲のためだろ。町のためつっても、その利益も自分に来るだからな。もう領主様だって悪い人じゃないんだよ。はい、またそれね。お得意の悪い人じゃないって、それ聞いたよ。 あ悪い人じゃないだよ。それ聞き飽きたよ。ちょっと、あんまり、ちょっとあまり、堅論な雰囲気にはしないでいただきたいとのです。ごめんね。つい。口が悪いだけど、そこまで悪気はないんだ。でも、前の漁師様より絶対良かったと思う。待ってくれ。今なんて。だから今の漁師はいつ変わったんだ。それは4年前だけど、なんだって。俺が漁師の元に行ったのは、彼女の9歳の頃。9歳、9年、7年前、マリア、あんたの、あなたの7年前、漁師の館に行ったことが、7、7年前、いや、漁師の館に呼ばれたことがないよ。それなら、マリアと漁師の関わったのは、その時じゃない。ああ、そうか、彼の性質の演者の知ってるのだから、演者も知ってるのだから、その可能性はもっと早く気づくべきだった。マリア、その青年は本当に死んでいるのか？ That's a good place to leave it off. That is a good place to leave it off. Damn. Oh man, not this song. Fuck! Not this song. Oh, it's so good.
Feel better, because if Yakumo was like that horrible... Yeah, I've heard it 1,000 times. No one's a bad person in your eyes, I know. Now, can we please try to keep things civil? Oh, yeah, sorry, bad habit, I know. I talk a lot of rot, but I don't really need half of it. I do think he's much better than the old lord, though. Hold on a second. So, okay, this is what I was wondering. I was like, I don't know. I was like, was that really Yakumo who did all those things? I didn't think so. What did you just say? He's better than the old. When did the current lord take his place? 4 years ago? What? Morgana was 9 years old when she was at the Lord's Manor. Okay, that makes me feel better, because if Yakumo was like that horrible to her, it would be very hard for me to feel like he could redeem himself. I was thinking that. The way he was talking, I was like, I don't think that's him. That's what confused me. 7 years ago. Maria, were you ever at the Lord's Manor anytime 7 years ago? No, I was never hired by anyone there. Then when? She didn't have any interaction with the Lord 7 years ago. Now it all makes sense. How did I not consider this possibility sooner? I know what kind of man he is, and I know the people he had around him. Maria, is the slave actually dead? Ooh. What's this about? That's... Alright, so with that, we have the entirety of the Swordsman's Tale, and interesting. It's kind of like with Mel, where it's like, it went about the way you think it's going to. Like, you got the, the general idea, but there is some little stuff there. Like, the whole thing about him not actually being in love with Pauline is pretty shocking, just like with Mel, where, like, there was some selfishness to the reason why he was doing the things. It was to make himself feel better, and also so he wouldn't be alone, and that's why he was so possessive of Nellie, and also the fact that he, at least at some moments, he had some feelings about Nellie that might not be brotherly. But yeah, that was quite the shocker about how he basically just sees certain women as his tethers to try and, like, keep him, like he's a human, keep him at peace. And that moment at the end there with the Lord, are they implying that the slave boy was actually Yakubo? And was he... That would be mind-blowing, and then somehow he ended up as the Lord? The new Lord? But then, okay, so how did that happen if that's the case, if that's who the slave is? Like, how did he not recognize that that was Morgana and that he did those horrible things to her when he was so nice to her when he was younger? I guess things may have changed him, but if that's the case, if Yakubo was actually that slave boy who was the closest to her, that could be the moment there where, like, if she realizes this, that might be what releases her hatred. That's mind-blowing. I don't know if that's what the game is implying, but if so, that is wild. But, okay, we're going to be getting into the big meeting with the Lord in the next episode with Yakubo, or whatever his name is in this timeline, and I'm really curious. So, I guess we have, as he said, operations as soon as the girl's released. Do you feel the same way, Nellie? If Mel tells me he wants to, then I won't stop him. But he was threatened, so if it's possible, I don't think... Thank you. He and the Lord may have caused the girl a great deal of pain, but I still don't want anyone to get hurt. Some people deserve it, and I say let him have it.
I have to rewatch
Maria,
this
don't
to really
worry about
gonna get
You're
it.
the weird one, little Miss Perfect. Go around letting everyone off the hook for everything, and the whole damn world's gonna come falling down around you. He did what he did for me, though. And the Lord, he's only in it for his own profit. Much as he says it benefits the city, it still comes back around to his own pockets. The Lord's not a bad man, though. Yeah, I've heard it 1,000 times. No one's a bad person in your eyes, I know. Now, can we please try to keep things civil? Oh, yeah, sorry, bad habit, I know. I talk a lot of rot, but I don't really need half of it. I do think he's much better than the old Lord, though. Hold on a second. So, okay, this is what I was wondering. I was like, I don't know. I was like, was that really Yakubo who did all those things? I didn't think so. What did you just say? He's better than the old. When did the current lord take his place? 4 years ago? What? Morgana was 9 years old when she was at the Lord's Manor. Okay, that makes me feel better, because if Yakumo was like that horrible to her, it would be very hard for me to feel like he could redeem himself. I was thinking that. The way he was talking, I was like, I don't think that's him. That's what confused me. 7 years ago. Maria, were you ever at the Lord's Manor anytime 7 years ago? No, I was never hired by anyone there. Then when? She didn't have any interaction with the Lord 7 years ago. Now it all makes sense. 7 years ago? No, I was never hired by anyone.
Why did he say 7 years ago? Was that when she was entrapped?
No, she was 9 when she was captured. 7 years ago means she would be 10.
Why is he saying, were you there 7 years ago? I don't get it.
What did you just say? He's better than the old. When did the current war take its place? 4 years ago? What? Morgana was 9 years old when she was at the Lord's Manor. Okay, that makes me feel better, because if Yakumo was like that horrible to her, it would be very hard for me to feel like he could redeem
No,
himself.
she was 16. She was 16. No, she was 16. Okay, 7 years ago makes sense.
I was thinking that. The way he was talking, I was like, I don't think that's him. That's what confused me. 7 years ago. Maria, were you ever at the Lord's Manor anytime 7 years ago? No, I was never hired by anyone there. Then when? She didn't have any interaction with the Lord 7 years ago. Now it all makes sense. How did I not consider this possibility sooner? I know what kind of man he is, and I know the people he had around him. Maria, is the slave actually dead? Ooh. What's this about?
Ugh, that's so good. Oh man, not this song, bro. Fuck, this song makes me emotional. I'm remembering Michelle's past. Like, this song just brings me back all of Michelle's memories. Like, what he went through. Fuck. So good. Well, I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm probably gonna get some food, and I guess if my friends are not around, I'm just gonna log into KCD2. Hopefully I can make a big process. Make some big progress today. I'm getting close to KCD completion. Pretty happy with it. I'll probably gonna log into KCD after I finish this Fortnite shit. All right, about it for this stream. Be back soon.